Welcome, sir, for this brand talk with leaders session. I'll just introduce you briefly to everybody out there. We are in conversation with Mr. Sushil Saragi, founder and director of Core Energy India Private Limited. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And on that note, can I please request you to introduce yourself and Core Energy to all of us?
Uh, Thank you, Vaishali, for giving this opportunity to talk with you. I am from Core Energy India Private Limited. Basically, we founded this company in 2013, and
Okay.
this company is basically into design, engineering, procurement, construction, and operations and maintenance of solar power plants. So
Okay.
we install rooftop solar power plants across India in commercial, industrial, and government establishments, and also do operations and maintenance activities of these solar power plants. So we have done more than 100 installations pan India, which includes
Hmm.
schools, colleges, cold storages, industries, government buildings.
Hmm.
Uh, so this is basically, these are our activities that we do.
Okay. So, sir, this pandemic has impacted the Indian solar energy industry. The developers are also facing a shortfall on the raw materials, and they are going to affect the installations also in the first half of the year. So, how is the industry planning to overcome this problem?
See, definitely. I mean, like the entire supply chain is being affected due to COVID. The
Hmm.
many things that they have been imported from China, so they have been impacted a lot. Apart from this, lot many manufacturing activity also has been impacted since last 2 to 3 months. So because of
Hmm.
that, the entire supply chain has been affected. So
Okay.
the thing is that with the opening, gradual opening of the lockdown and industries resuming operations, we expect the things to normalize in 2 to 3 months time, and the supply chain will be much more efficient in the times to come. So industry has to give some time in making things completely normal, because
Hmm.
as of now also the plants and are not running on 100% capacities. There are delays in deliveries because of the transportation services still not that efficient that it used to be pre-COVID times. So everything has a bearing and impact on timely completion of the projects, and there are going to be delays basically in all the projects. So industry is gradually basically coping up with this, and they're coming up with the new manufacturing strategies so that they can uh, fulfill the orders of the clients in time, and they can get it delivered to the site on time. But the entire
Okay.
thing will take some time.
Yeah. We were talking about the raw materials. So here I would like to talk about the lenders also. So the solar industry would greatly benefit if the lenders have some guidance or direction by the RBI on allowing some flexibility in dealing with their loan accounts. So what is your take on this?
See, there is a problem basically with the lenders also in this country. The problem is this: every industry has a specific problem which lenders
Hmm.
need to understand. So, because of this COVID problem, the entire scenario has been become very negative for all the industries, and the solar industry and the construction industry is also facing a lot of problem in timely delivery of the projects. They are also facing problem in realizing payments. They are also facing problems in basically getting new orders, basically. So all these problems that solar industry is facing, but in this time, the normal lending procedure is like that. The lenders have become too much conservative with
Yes.
construction and engineering industries. So if they become much more conservative, instead of supporting the industry, they are hiking rate of interest, because they feel that the industry has become much more prone to becoming distress, and the risk in the industry has increased. So this
Hmm.
further is adding up to the problems of the industry. So the lenders have to understand each and every specific business on an individual basis, need to understand what is the prospects of that particular company or industry in next 6 months to 1 year, and then take a call based on individual case-to-case basis that this company's management is strong enough, they have a good order book, they have done previously good work, so they are expected to get more orders in 2 to 3 months, 6 months time when the things gets normalized. So understanding the future prospects also, the lenders have to actually give a little bit of leverage to construction and engineering and EPC solar industries, so that this industry, the specific companies and industries can cope up with the current situation and can plan better for the future.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, sir. And we also see that the government is also taking some measures to control and to cope up, to let the industries cope up with these changes. So we know that the government is taking steps and coming up with a few manufacturing linked tenders for setting up these solar capacities, and have also induced basic custom duty on imports. So don't you think we need a proper policy framework that will, ensure the longevity of these optics of the products manufactured and for the profitability?
See, there is a definitely tremendous scope of promoting manufacturing in India, and India itself is a big consumer of goods. So manufacturing industries, they can cater to the Indian market also, apart from exporting to the other countries also. But when we are thinking about, when you're talking about the manufacturing industry and the policies related to the manufacturing and promoting manufacturing in India, the policies have to be for a little bit longer term of 5 to 7 years. What happens is that inducing short-term kind of a policy for inducing customs duty or maybe the safeguard duty for a shorter period of time does not induce that much of enthusiasm in the Indian entrepreneurs or maybe the companies abroad to set up manufacturing base here in India. So the policy of imposing duties have to be for a little bit longer term so that the manufacturing remains competitive in India for a longer duration. Apart from this, the supports basically in terms of incentive for setting up manufacturing thing, because in India, we are paying a very high rate of interest on the bank finances. So that itself makes Indian manufacturing non-competitive. So there has to be some sort of support to the Indian manufacturers in terms of having a better rate of interest for putting up a manufacturing industries. And also there should be much more support from the government in procurement, which government is doing. I mean, like the procurement from the Indian manufacturers in their government orders. So that this will in long run make India much more manufacturing based and enthuse more entrepreneurs to set up manufacturing activity in India. But all these policies have to be framed because the manufacturing process becoming profitable, viable, and giving the payback requires a longer gestation period. So all the policies that the government is actually making right now have to take into consideration a little bit medium to long-term impact on these industries, and there should not be abrupt policy changes, which we have seen in the past, that abrupt policy changes which makes the entire business proposition sometimes unviable. So all these things have to be considered to make basically Indian manufacturing competitive and enthuse more Indian entrepreneurs to put up manufacturing base.
Okay, so with all these changes and the new policies, if I talk about the pre-COVID situation, India had an aim of targeting adding of 100 gigawatts of solar energy by 2022, if I'm not wrong, and it has so far achieved 34 gigawatts. So do you think with all this situation, the country right now, will India be able to achieve this target in time?
See, I mean, like the situation of COVID was never foreseen. So it has something which is something which was not planned for, and definitely the government plan of having 100 gigawatt was an ambitious plan, basically to make India completely dependent upon the renewable energy. Definitely, there is going to be a little bit hiccups in timely achievement of that target, but even if right now, government plans and implement a policy framework which should keep into consideration the Indian EPC players, the Indian manufacturers, all the stakeholders in the renewable energy. And there has to be consensus between the different stakeholders in the government that there should be much more coordination, and there should be one target that yes, we actually wish to achieve this 100 gigawatt of solar power. So we all will work in tandem so that to support each other and achieve the target. Many a times that we have felt that even in the government, implementing agencies are in contradiction with each other. So this also leads to a situation sometimes where we feel that the government actually wants to achieve it or they don't want to achieve it. So if the intent is right and the implementation is correct, then definitely we will be very close to achieving that target.
Okay. So with this, sir, we also know that remote working has now become a part of the new normal. So how is Core Energy managing the work from home scenario, and also how are we managing the field and technical staff here?
See, we are in a industry where our major staff requires to be on site because we are a EPC company. So we are taking all precautions with our staff which are on the site, basically where they have to go to the different locations to work, different sites to work. So we are taking all necessary precautions and advise them to take all necessary precautions so that they should not get infected to COVID. And regarding the office staff, we are also trying to make some non-urgent staff which are actually required to remain in office to work from home, and all those staff which are actually required to come to office only are required to come to office. So we are also working in that kind of a system where there should be minimal possibilities of having contact with each other, and also the work should not be affected.
Okay, so here in this industry, you are here since a bigger time now. So you have been among the pioneer startup venturists when the term was quite naive in India. Okay, so what message do you want to give to the startups of 2020 here?
2020, the startups of 2020, I can say that the 2020 is definitely going to be a very testing year for even the startups, or maybe even the companies. They are in the business for very long. So, but such kind of a cycles keep coming and going. Only thing is that how to manage such kind of a crisis, and how to actually overcome with such kind of a crisis. The important thing is that this period is not going to remain forever. One has to be very clear, and one has to be positive approach regarding this, that this period is not going to remain forever. So one has to pass through this period. In passing through this period, what one can do best, one should do. One should try to conserve the cash as much possible. One should try to reduce the expenditures, and one should try to be conservative, because there is no point in becoming too aggressive also in such kind of a situation, because sometimes you become as much aggressive as you want, but the results will not come because of certain external factors which are not in your control. So just sometimes it is required to relax also, and understand that it is better not to burn your resources in such kind of a situation where they are not going to give you more results, and do whatever best in the capacity that can be done, and plan for future, and let this period pass through.
Okay, so sir, this was all about the industry and the type of work and the remote working that we all are doing to sustain our business and to ensure the business continuity. If I talk about the work in general, if I talk about you as an individual, how are you managing your stress life, your personal life, your work life, so that everything gets balanced and you do not get pricked by this situation which is there in the country?
Just by not taking things too seriously. I mean, like the more serious you become and more you find that the situation is engulfing you.
Yeah.
If you take things as it is, then whatever is happening to me is happening to everybody. So nothing special is happening
Correct.
to me. So the first thing is that basically the family life, there should not be the pressures are definitely too much. So I try basically not to bring the pressures of my work to my family life, and do yoga, meditation basically to keep myself cool and calm. And when the situation is very tough, one has to be polite with everybody. The politeness is the most important thing. One has to be polite in dealing with the employees. One has to be polite in dealing with your colleagues. One has to be very polite in dealing with their suppliers. One has to be very polite in dealing with their clients also. Because in such kind of a situation, it is only because the kind of good relations that you maintain, you can easily pass through. Because people will understand you if they have good relations with you. Your client will also understand you if you have a very good relations with them. Your suppliers will also understand that if there are delays in payment, if you have a good relations with them. Your employees will also understand if you are having a good relations with them, if there is some delays in payments to them. So all things can be managed if you are genuine and you manage a good relations with everybody. It will definitely help in tiding over the entire stress, and definitely will give you the insights to move forward.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us over here. We are really grateful for the time and the effort you took out for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. So we really look forward to talking to you again, having a wonderful session like this again, so that we can have some useful insights into the solar energy industry again. So on that note, I would like to end this conversation here, and I would like to thank you again for taking out so much time for us.
Thank you, Vaishali,
Thank you so
for
much.
giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.